Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel, and today we're going to be going into Tool Talk episode 6, and we're going to be discussing my pliers, or pliers in general. So if you guys follow the Tool Talk episodes, it's a revival of something I started like 6 years ago when I first started my YouTube channel, and it's just where we discuss different topics, different types of tools, things like that. So today we're going to be going over my pliers, maybe some things to consider if you're a DIY or weekend warrior, or if you're getting into the professional field, anything like that. So I'm not going to be able to give you a price on all of my pliers. I have a wide range. I try to, and this goes for all of my tools, I try to find the best quality for the best price. And sometimes, you know, that's not top of the line all the time. I don't think all tools need to be top of the line. Depending on your job and the types of work that you do, there are tools that you will use daily and you will use them with pretty heavy abuse, and then there are tools that you use daily but aren't really tools that take abuse or anything like that, and will, you know, generally live a lifetime without any worries. So this doesn't just go for pliers but all tools. So depending on what kind of work you do, how much work you do, you need to determine, do you need to purchase the tool top of the line, or can you get by with something that costs a little bit less but still good quality? And that's what I look for. I look for a good quality tool for a great price. Obviously, like I just stated, that depends on how much I'm using that tool and how hard that tool gets used. So I have a wide array of pliers from many different brands. So we're going to go through all of those. I'll tell you kind of what I use them for, what I like about them, some pliers that I have that I don't care for, or maybe pliers that I have that I don't really use, things like that. And then whether or not I think it's something that really a weekend warrior or DIYer needs, or if it's something that more of a professional would get more use out of, things like that. So I really hope you guys enjoy. But we're just going to go through my pliers drawer. If you guys have any Tool Talk episode ideas, please feel free to drop it down in the comments. It doesn't have to be a specific type of tool related. It can be a topic or anything like that. So if you guys enjoy these Tool Talk episodes, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts or any ideas you may have. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Let's get into this. I'm not going to spend forever on every single one because, as you can tell here, I have quite a few. So starting over here, we're just going to start here and work our way through. These are just a couple of adjustable wrenches, so we won't really go over those too much since they're not really pliers. But here are some channel locks. These are the 369s. I don't really use lineman pliers. I think I have 2 pair because it's not really a set that I use or a type that I use, but I do keep them around just in case. These do have some nice cross hatching in the jaws, some nice cutters, and some teeth at the bottom as well, and a pretty decent size as well. And then my other set is actually, so those channel locks are made in the USA, and Channel Lock makes a pretty good quality product made in the USA for a decent price. I'm not going to say Channel Lock is the best quality. Then next up is a set of Fuji pliers, 3300 November-200. These are their high leverage lineman pliers made in Japan. A nice comfortable grip. It's got a crimper at the base. It's got a nice diamond cutter here. It's like I can't remember what they call this, but it's like their diamond blade cutter. An open jaw feature and some straight teeth up top. A really nice set, but once again, I don't really use lineman pliers, but I do keep a couple sets just in case. Then we have a couple sets of vice grips here. So I have the actual vice grip, the original open jaw. Then I have the Milwaukee locking pliers 48-22-3420. And then I actually like these because you can get a better grip on that tightening mechanism on the back. And then I have a smaller set of straight jaws as well, and these were fairly affordable as well. I got them as a 2-piece set. This is 48-22-3506, and I've had good experiences with these, no issues with them, anything like that. And like I said, I really like the tightening mechanism on the back. You can use a screwdriver there, a pair of pliers, anything like that to really get a good bite. Then I have a set of Fujias. These I haven't used all that much, and primarily because of the other brands that I have, also because this black coating feels like a chalkboard and I can't stand it. I know that's a ridiculous reason. It does have a nice grit style handle to it, and these are the Fujiya Curikins. These ones are not made in Japan. A lot of the Fujiya lineup is made in Japan, but this one is not. I have a video specifically on these compared to some of the other pliers wrenches that I have. These just aren't my go-tos when they come to that. Especially for the price, you can get, you know, the Knipex, the Capri, the Icon, all generally for a better price than these Fujiyas, or around the same price, and those I've actually used quite a bit and really enjoyed. So this is probably one of the Fujiya products that I don't recommend. Then I have the Bostitch and DeWalt like Cobra knockoffs with the push button. It doesn't have quite as many positions, and it's got kind of a crimped portion here instead of being a solid design like the Cobras, where it's just a two-piece design, how they're made. This one, you can see it kind of has like a crush rivet in there, holding the multiple pieces together. So they're not going to be quite as durable as the Cobras, but I think I got this two-piece set for around the same price as one of the Cobras. So if you're not somebody that's going to be using those a whole lot, I'm not saying these are nearly as good quality. They're not. They are comfort grips, so they have a little bit bigger handle on them. Overall, if you're just using these every once in a while, I think it's a good buy. But once again, they have a lot of different brands out there. I actually really do like this push button. It works very smoothly, but you can also see it is quite big as well. Overall, good for DIYers, maybe getting into the professional field, but if you know you're going to use this style of pliers a lot, I do just suggest going with a Knipex Cobra design, something that I've used a lot and really enjoyed. A lot of tooth positions, smooth operation, great tooth bite, great quality, made in Germany, grit style, comfort handle, nice slim design. So overall, a very nice set of pliers. Then I have the Tekton groove joint pliers. This is 37524, made in the USA. It has a smooth rubber style handle, you know, just your standard generic design. They're nothing fancy, but they're a great set of pliers for a great price. Very affordable, especially if you get it on the Tekton website. You get that 10% reward, so that's always a plus. Then we have here a set of pliers that I actually put off on getting for a very long time because I didn't think they'd really be all that useful. And then once I got them, I realized just how useful this style of pliers is. It's a great backer wrench. It gets great grip. Any fastener, anything like that, I love how well it bites and adjusts. If you use an adjustable wrench a lot, this is a fantastic replacement to an adjustable wrench. It's a lot faster to use. You don't have to constantly scroll to loosen or tighten it. You just simply drop the handle and it grabs very nicely. You can put very little effort into the handles to hold that fastener. It's just a very, very good set. This is the PW7s. It's the Matco Tools version, but it's still Knipex. I put them off for a while because they were pretty expensive. I want to say they're around $50, and then once I got them, I realized just how much I really enjoyed them, and I should have bought them a lot sooner. Now, if you're a DIYer and you don't use an adjustable wrench a lot, or you don't find yourself using a backer wrench all that much, then you can probably get away with not getting these. But if you're getting into the professional field, you will absolutely love this style of pliers. This is the Tekton angle joint pliers. I believe that's what they're called, something like that. They have 3 different sizes of these. This one has 3 different positions, some good teeth, made in the USA. Once again, that smooth rubber grip style. This one being part number PGA 16007, but once again, you can just find that on the Tekton website. Then I have a pair of Tekton's old long reach diagonal side cutters. They do not make these anymore. They're not the best quality. They're not, anything fantastic. The quality isn't all that great. This is back when, Tekton was first making tools, so they have came a long ways since making something like this. So I just picked this up just in case. I didn't need an expensive pair because I do use diagonal side cutters pretty often, but long reach ones normally aren't all that necessary. I've probably used these maybe 10 to 15 times, and they were just fine, but that's been over the last 6 years, so not something I was going to spend a whole lot of money on because I knew it wasn't something I was going to be using all that often. This is the Tekton duckbill pliers, long reach, 34421, some nice crosshatch teeth, a nice design. These ones are not made in the USA, but still a nice set of pliers. So here are the Knipex long reach pliers. These things are fantastic. Now they are a little bit more expensive. I want to say around $100, maybe $70. I bought mine as a set, the straight and the angled. I love the open jaw portions, the wire splitters, the fine teeth, the fine tips, the grit style, and made in Germany. Once again, all of these tools, or I'd say 90% of these tools, are going to be linked down in the description, as well as a lot of other tools that I suggest. So if you check out the tools or tools continued link, you will see a lot of these products. Before I got the Knipex versions, I had I still have the Harbor Freight, which is the straight and the angled, and I use these a lot when I first got them. And when I got these and realized how much I used them, that is when I decided to get the Knipex, just because it is a set of pliers that I knew I used a lot. So I went ahead and got a better quality set. Not that there was anything necessarily wrong with these, but I like the features of these, the slim design, the strength and everything, and Knipex is well known. So that's why I went that route. And then I also have the Gear Wrench Double X pliers, which are okay. There are many other brands that make this same design. Got a little storm. And I got this in a two-piece set. So it keeps, with the Double X, you don't have to open the plier handles as far in order to open the jaws further. But truthfully, I really don't use these all that often whatsoever. I'm primarily going to my Knipex long reaches now. Then I have the Harbor Freight hose pliers. It's the three-piece set. You get 3 different diameters, and I actually use these a lot as well, and I haven't upgraded. They've been just fine. Not only do I use these for hoses, but I use these for electrical connectors. When you got a clip on top and bottom on each side, you can get in there and grab each one and pinch it and release the clip. These things work fantastic for a lot of different situations. So even though they're very cheap, they do exactly what I need them to, and very affordable. Then I have a set of Snap-on 47 ACF. It's their 3-position slip joint pliers with their diamond grip teeth and the open jaw, very aggressive teeth, very good pliers, a grit style rubber handle, very heavy duty. Probably not necessary for DIYers, but definitely a great set. I got this when I was going to college and I got a major discount on them, so they really weren't all that much. Then I have the Tekton USA made slip joint pliers. I really enjoy these. They're a 2-position and then 2 different size open jaws, and then you also have the front teeth as well. So very good set of pliers for a very good price. Here is the SK set, made in the USA, 7206. And it has 2 open jaw positions as well as some bigger teeth up top and some finer teeth. A very good set, and I love that flush pivot position here. It's just very smooth, and I really like that design. It's very similar to the old Craftsman design. Then we have a generic set from Channel Lock, just the standard single open jaw portion and some larger teeth up front with the standard pivot design and smooth style handles, but great USA made set, especially if you're just a DIYer, weekend warrior, professional, whatever. These are all around a good set of slip joints if you're just looking for that standard generic slip joint design. Here is a set from Fujiya, made in Japan, 230-165-BG. A grit style. It's a slim design, great for tight situations. I love the tooth design. You can see the opposing teeth in the open jaw portion and some fine teeth up top. It's got the black oxide coating. So they are slim. They're not meant for high torque applications or anything like that, but tight situations and really biting into fasteners, it does a fantastic job. Then I have a set from my great grandpa that passed away. This is the Diamond Duluth, made in the USA. This is something he carried. He built a lot of houses and did a lot of things in his lifetime, and this is something that I will forever hold on to. Moving over here, I have a set of Tecton oil clamp pliers. 3 different positions, great for removing oil filters. Here I have a set of Knipex diagonal side cutters, the Matco version, but still Knipex 74-150 or 160, my bad. Definitely got some good use out of these. Like I said, I use diagonal side cutters quite a bit. I have a lot of them. A set of diagonal side cutters from Channel Lock, really good. They've done really well. The blades have held up just fine. They are a little bit bulkier than like the Knipex and a couple other brands that I have, but they are made in the USA, good quality, good price. Then I got a Southwire made in the USA, DCP A8D-US. You got some good angle to it there, as you can see, some smooth dual dipped handles. Very good set of diagonal side cutters. They've held up very well. They haven't dulled out or anything. These are one of my go-tos as well, and a fairly slim design as well. Then I have a set of Fujias here. I haven't used these a whole lot just because of all of the other ones that I have, but these are a fantastic set as well. They have a crimper built into the bottom portion, and it is part number 700-175, made in Japan, and it is a comfort grip design. Next up is a bigger set of the Knipex diagonal side cutters. This is 74-200, made in Germany, just like all the other Knipex, or 74-200, and held up very well. Here's a set of end nippers. I don't use these all that often, but it is good to just have one around the house. Probably not something you need as a mechanic in the professional field, but if you're a weekend warrior DIYer, Channel Lock, obviously, like I've stated, makes a lot of good pliers for a good price. So this is something that I wanted to make sure that I have around the house because I do more than just automotive work. Then another set of pliers that I held off on buying for a very long time because I didn't think I would use them. I didn't think there was a real point to them. They're miniature bolt cutters. These are from Knipex 71-01-200, made in Germany. There are a lot of other brands now that make these. Back in the day when I was looking at these, there weren't a whole lot of these available. They were either super cheap and bulky, or there were these that were pretty expensive. I want to say these are around $50 or $60, and I cannot tell you how much use I have got out of these and how well these mini bolt cutters, how well they have held up. Definitely a good set to get. Then we'll get into some of my flush cuts. These are some of my go-tos. This is a larger set of flush cuts from Fujiya 90AS-200, made in Japan. Very smooth, very clean, very sharp, and a very good set of flush cut pliers. Some of the biggest ones I've ever used, but definitely one of my go-tos. If I'm not using that large set, this is the one I'm going to. I keep a zip tie around my spring-loaded ones. Now keep in mind, you can remove the spring if you do not like spring-loaded pliers. But this is the Fujiya 90CS-125. Very sharp. I think Fujiya makes some fantastic flush cuts. The smooth rubber style handle, very sharp blades, held up very well, great for zip ties. It actually has a catcher built into the back, so when you cut your zip ties, those little metal tabs right there actually hold the portion that you cut so it doesn't go flying wherever you're working at. And that's why this is one of my go-to sets, and I have used these probably a few hundred times just in the last couple years. And then I have a set of Carlisle flush cuts as well, which have done very well, but they are comfort grip, so they are a little bit bulkier. And then I have some snap ring pliers. I have a miniature set, or a smaller set, from Tecton. I don't think they actually make this set anymore. You get 2 internal, 2 external, 2 that are straight and 2 that are angled. A pretty decent little set, but once again, they don't make these anymore, so they might still have them on Amazon. I'm not sure. I actually have the Capri ones that are a little bit larger. You get the same kind of design, 2 straight, 2 angled, 2 internal, 2 external, and these are actually made in Japan, a much higher quality, a really good design. I love the size of them. They're good for small and medium-sized snap rings. Now, if you deal with really large snap rings, these might do some of them, but if you get too large, they obviously make much larger snap ring pliers. But so far, I have really enjoyed these Capri ones made in Japan. They're very clean and very strong. I actually have a set of Knipex made in Germany, well, adjustable pliers. They've definitely seen their fair share of work. They've done really good. Still great for those tight little situations. Here's the Tecton nut jaw pliers. Fantastic. It's got teeth on 3 sides. It's non-adjustable. Great for gripping. Absolutely fantastic for gripping fasteners. Not something I've used a whole lot yet, but I just recently got them. They are PGF 40007, made in the USA. Then a Knipex pair of long nose pliers that are angled with a cutter at the base. Very good set of pliers. And once again, this one is the Matco, the one sold through Matco, but still Knipex. Then I have the Knipex straight long reach pliers, or long nose pliers, 2611200. Once again, I think Knipex is fantastic. It might be a little expensive for DIYers and weekend warriors, but if you use pliers a lot, Knipex is definitely a good brand to consider. Channel lock also if you're trying to save a little bit of money, but there is still a quality difference there. So here is a channel lock long nose pliers. This one has a cutter, an open jaw, flat jaw, and some fine teeth up top. Definitely a good versatile set. And these are the Echo 318s made in the USA. Then I have some more precision long nose pliers. These ones are Fujiya. Haven't used these a whole lot. These are 350 Hotel-150 made in Japan, kind of a grit style rubber handle here. Once again, don't have a whole lot of use with these so far. The Fujiya stuff made in Japan is definitely some of the best quality stuff I've ever used. This is one of the go-tos that I've been using lately. This is a Fujiya Golf Mike Romeo-150 Sierra made in Japan. It is also a comfort grip, not too bulky. It was a spring-loaded pair, but I either removed the spring or I lost the spring. So the thing I like about these, this is kind of similar to the Knipex long reach long nose pliers. You have some wire splitters there, a small open jaw, some very fine teeth. You have a crimper, a cutter, and a stripper inside of the cutter. So definitely a very versatile set of little long nose pliers. This is the Van Pliers, and this is good for gifts, whether they're a weekend warrior, a DIYer, or a professional. These are fantastic. They're made for screw removal pliers. Van Pliers has a lot of different variations and sizes for different fasteners. Also keep in mind, Engineer is the original maker of the Van Pliers. The Engineer ones are going to be a little bit cheaper, but they do not carry a warranty. The Van Pliers carry a couple-year warranty, I believe, but you're going to pay a little bit more for them, $5 to $10 more per pair. So this one has a cutter, some flat portion, and some teeth, and then you have their screw extraction style up top. I doubt you can see that very well, but they work very, very well. Here is like little miniature lineman style pliers. This one's spring loaded. It has a cutter, open jaw, and then the screw extraction up top. Then some of my go-to slip joints are the Van Pliers slip joints. So yes, they are made for screw extraction, but they still work just fine as standard pliers. Whether you have the long nose pliers, the lineman style, or the slip joints, they all work great as just pliers. They just happen to have that additional feature to help remove rounded off screws and small fasteners. It's just a fantastic design. And if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, Fujiya does make them. These ones are not made in Japan. I do believe they have a Japan version, but I have the non-Japan version, and it's done just fine. This one was also spring loaded. I removed the spring. It does have a cutter. The cutter has held up well. I've used it quite a bit, and I've put the screw extraction to the test to see if it compared to the Van Pliers, and it did fairly well, I can tell you that. So if you're trying to save a little bit of money, maybe the Engineer or the Van pliers are a little bit too expensive, Fujiya has a set that's a little bit cheaper, and there's some others out there that are a little bit cheaper as well. But that's it as far as my pliers. So definitely a good variety, definitely overwhelming for any weekend warrior or DIYer. You don't need all of these, but if you're getting into the professional field, I'm not saying that you need 2 different sets of snap ring pliers and 10 diagonal side cutters, but figure out what tools you use the most and then determine how much you should probably spend on that design of pliers. Kind of like how I started out with the Harbor Freight long reach, long nose pliers, and realized how much I used those and went with the Knipex, because these do actually get abused fairly often. But with like the Harbor Freight hose pliers, I use these a lot, but the type of work that I do with them isn't necessarily abusive, so I'm not going to buy a more expensive set because these do just fine for what I need. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know these Tool Talk videos are a little bit longer than standard videos, but I still hope you guys get a lot of good information from them and enjoy them. So if you guys do, please make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts, as well as any video ideas. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.